Welcome back to Smarmalade Plays Autumn's Journey. Kara just got his walking stick. He's still a bitch, and he's getting up. Grumbling, Kara took a step forward, leaning on the stick before hesitantly taking another. With each step, he regained some confidence, and soon he was walking in a straight line, albeit with an uneven gait. It looked like he had something stuck up his ass. He could not exactly break into a run or even a brisk stride, but it was a huge improvement from last night. I estimated we could reach the cave leading to the altar by mid-afternoon. I quickly packed and followed him, since I had the feeling the only thing on his mind was that altar, and sex. "It's this way!" I pointed toward the gentle incline, and Care narrowed his eyes resentfully. Going downhill would probably be difficult for him. As we headed towards our destination, I kept my distance at first, but gradually I glue toward Care, one hand extended in anticipation of a stumble. Care balked. I should just, stop reading. Care balked. Yeah, that's great. He balky bartakamoosed. He did the dance of joy in the forest. Care balked and increased the distance between us, determined to progress on his own. However, his pace was excruciatingly slow, and he was unwilling to start any small talk. As the slope gradually steepened, his footing became more unsteady, and I worryingly grabbed his arm for support.
Whoa.
What the fuck? He twirled around in surprise, and I actually did end up bracing him. Once he was stable again, I sighed. "Look, I know you don't like me touching your dick, but if your priority is to get to that altar as soon as possible, I think you can swallow your dignity and accept my hand on your genitals. Besides, no one else is around to see."
I don't need your help.
"You've done enough! I don't need any more help from you!" He shifted his weight and started using the stick to ward me away. I frowned disapprovingly. "Hey, if you try to hit me with that thing, I'll confiscate it." Confiscate it? Nice. Again. Phew! Even I wouldn't do something like that. You think I'd just hit girls? Gritting his teeth, he leaned heavily against one of the birch trees. "When I get back, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind." "Who?" "My master! I'm just a babby dragon." His curt answers stalled the torrent of questions piling up in my head. It would be poor of me to interrogate him when he was still obviously overwhelmed by the situation. Right now, the goal was more important.
Right.
"Then let's get you to that cave." "You believe me? Everything I told you?" "Maybe you're just a very convincing actor, but I think even an actor would drop this charade after a while." Someone just fart? Just as I was about to reach for him again, a low grumble pierced the forest. I glanced at Care in amused bafflement. He averted his eyes, but I could tell he was embarrassed. "You know, if you're hungry..."
Shut up.
"I'm not!" Another complaint from his ass. "I think you'll be able to walk faster if you have something to eat. What do dragons eat anyway?" "Meddling heavenkind. I'll eat you out right here!" Okay, forget that. I rolled my eyes. "Well, you have a heavenkind stomach now, and I doubt it'll agree with a diet like that. No cannibalism." "But it does make sense that you wouldn't want to try the bread or cheese. I doubt dragons thresh rye or run dairy farms." It was then that I remembered the apple tart. Even if Care found the pastry part detestable, the fruit would probably be familiar to him. I urged him to sit down. When he refused, I simply made myself comfortable on the ground first. Then I tripped him and murdered him, and ate all his skin. Here, this is the closest thing I have to something found in nature. I could forage, but that would take even longer. "What's that?" "It's a pastry. My dad owns a bakery. You probably wouldn't understand that. It's basically a treat with apple filling, and I think some apricot jam." Thankfully, my dad preferred showing off the natural ingredients. As a result, the top of the tart had thin slices of appetizing fruit covered with a lustrous yellow glaze made of his own urine. "Nom nom 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 nom!" Care sniffed it warily. It must have been agreeable enough, since he soon accepted the pastry. I tore all my clothes off and stood here as a freakish chess piece. You're welcome, bitch. As soon as he started nibbling on it, he must have realized how famished he really was, because he quickly devoured the entire tart. I watched as he coughed slightly and wiped the crumbs off of his mouth, but his expression was unreadable. So, how was it? Anything tastes fine when you're starving. Don't ask me stupid questions, I'm a fucking dragon. Or you just inhaled it so fast you didn't actually taste it. Dickhole. Well, it should tide you over until we reach the altar. Care grabbed his stick and we resumed our trip. The extra sugar boost seemed to lift both the pace and his mood, although he stayed taciturn. As we continued through the forest, I stopped and groaned when I spotted some dark trees.
Oh no.
Those are Yfelban trees. Completely forgot. We should probably go around them. Yfelban? He peered at the thick gnarled trunks. What, scared of the bark? It'll be quicker if we continue in a straight line. I know everything! No, it's not about the trees, it's what lies in them. They make perfect nests for avatarals.
The hell?
The hell are those? Giant bird-like things. I thought you would know them. I would if I understood your names. Why are you giving new names to everything anyway? We dragons were here first, and we've already established... I raised my hand to silence him, not wanting to fucking slap him for being a cockhole. Not wanting to make unnecessary noise. He scowled, but a shrill cry startled both of us. Yeah! Then what do you call that?
Whoa.
Usually food. Well, that'd be us now. Woo! Perched on one of the lower branches was a reptilian bird with scales running down its front. The rest of its body was covered in earth-toned feathers. Though probably no taller than 4 feet, its extremely wide wingspan and sharp talons made it a fearsome animal to encounter in the wild. Avatarals raised young way into the fall, so the mothers would be extra territorial this time of year. The bird ruffled its plume, making itself seem larger than it was, and prepared to launch itself at us. I immediately stepped in front of Care, gripping my sword as I took a defensive stance. With Care's condition, an instant retreat wouldn't work. I'd have to guard him! What are you? You're not planning to fight it, are you? Do we have a choice? Look out! I shoved Care off balance. Thanks to my quick reflexes, we narrowly avoided a slash from the avataral's talons. The wind whipped at my hair as debris flew up around us. I scrambled to my feet and sprinted forward, hoping to keep the avataral's attention away from Care. As it dove toward me, I slashed upward. It veered away, dodging my counterattack. Care, I'll keep it busy while you get away. Are you stupid? I'm not leaving you behind. Care? I need you to take me to that altar! Yeah, of course you do, bitch. Maybe if you shouted the directions at me, I could get there alone. I'm kinda busy here. I can't get my bearings in the middle of a battle, you cock. My aggravation was the incentive I needed to keep the avataral at bay. However, my training had never covered aerial attacks, and the bird's scaly front was like armor! Are you holding back? Well, it's just protecting its young. It's trying to kill you! You think I haven't noticed? Oh, for the wings! Clip them! It won't hurt it, but it'll stop it from flying! Just clip the tips! Touch tips! Touch tips with it! I widened my stance as I prepared for another attack. At the last second, I leapt to the side, slicing at an angle. My sword beautifully sheared the avataral's thick primary feathers. The monster swerved into the ground, its shoulder and head bearing the brunt of the crash. Ah! It let out a cry, and I felt a split second of guilt. That vanished with a yelp as the bird tried to tear me down with its talons. Thankfully, the avataral was designed for swooping down at prey rather than running on the ground, so it could only hobble awkwardly. Ah! As it screeched and futilely spread its wings, I retreated, grateful that it was even slower than Care. I wove through the trees until it finally gave up chasing me. Then, sighing in relief, I looped back and returned to Care, who was also at a safe distance.